How's it going, everyone? Looks like we got ourselves a spicy as hell PlayStation Store sale in the Indies sale. Now, maybe not everybody's into their PlayStation indie titles, but some of these games, I don't even know you would put them in the indie category. There's some really nice deals right off the rip on the first page, so we've got over 1,600 deals, so this is a big sale. So let's talk about it. We'll just go through a couple pages. It's so deep that it's going to take me a little while to go through everything. There are 67 pages of deals on this sale, so yeah, it's going to take quite a while. When we do these videos, usually I get to like page 8 or 9, and then yeah, we call it quits there, and I look at everything by myself later on. But right off the rip, I see Kenna Bridge of Spirits for PS4 and PS5 for $26. I think that's a fairly good deal. The game is really good. I wasn't that high on the combat, but visually the game is stunning. I like some of the platforming sections as well. I think $26 is fairly good, given that that game came out back in August, I want to say, like late August of last year, so it's still a relatively recent release. Ollie Ollie World is 20% off for $24. I have not played that game, but that game looks dope as hell, and it's been on my radar for quite a while. Great art style, got really good reviews. Definitely want to check that out at some point. Not a steep discount, but that's also a very recent release. Hunt Showdown is 65% off for $14. That's a nice game if you can get a couple of friends to pick it up as well. I think you're going to have a pretty good time with that. Streets of Rage 4, $15. Very good deal for that. Again, another title that if you have a buddy to play with, or a couple friends, you're going to have a pretty good time with this. Now, it is 4 players offline and then 2 online, so keep that in mind. But very enjoyable beat-em-up. It stays true to, like, the old-school roots, but also, like, modernizes it enough that a modern audience can get into it. Overcooked's on sale, Astroneer 50% off for $15. Hollow Knight Voidheart Edition 50% off for $7.49. Another banger deal there. If you like Metroidvanias, that's a really good one. The Medium 35% off for $32.49. You know, that's a little bit expensive than I would like to see it. I really enjoyed the game, probably more than a lot of other people, but I played it through Xbox Game Pass, so it's not like, you know, I invested $50, $60 into it. But I enjoyed the game for a horror title with some very unique gameplay mechanics. Really did think it was a pretty unique title. So yeah, maybe that's something you want to check out. You know, that $32.49 price tag is steep. It's by Bloober Team, by the way, the same guys that did The Observer, so yeah, they're doing some pretty good stuff, all things considered. Carry On is 35% off for $12.99. Dead Cells 40% off for $15. Awesome game there. Dead Cells is a game that a little while ago I just got back into, and I just sunk so much time into it just because it was like a quieter period of a lot of games coming out. This was a couple months ago, and yeah, just put an absurd amount of time into it. That game is so fun, so replayable, and just keeps you engaged at all times with all the various different weapons and whatnot you can use, and I thought it was a pretty rewarding game as well. Kind of difficult, but that's to be expected. What else we got? In the third page, Pray for Gods, 35% off for $19.49. Most people describe that as like a Shadow of the Colossus style game. So yeah, maybe something you want to check out. Relatively recent release there as well. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, 60% off for $16. I mean, if you like Castlevania style games, obviously that's a good one. Darksiders Genesis, 80% off for Plus subscribers there. I believe that would be $8, $9, something like that. $8. Pretty good dungeon crawling action title. It's a lot different than a lot of the other games that are in the Darksiders franchise, of course, but they did a pretty good job with that game, all things considered. What studio was done by? Was it Airship Syndicate? I feel like it was Airship Syndicate. It was, in fact, Airship Syndicate, the same studio that did Ruined King, a League of Legends story, so that game I loved. Darksiders Genesis, a little bit different of a style of game than that, but fairly good in its own right. Frostpunk Console Edition, $7.49. Pretty good game there. Haven, 40% off for $14.99. That's a game that I also played through Xbox Game Pass. I enjoyed it quite a bit. This is a game that you really have to play with someone else, though. You need to play with, like, your significant other. It's a good game. Very good story. You know, some redundant elements to it, like the combat is very simplistic in that game, so maybe not for everyone there, but $15 is a good price if you want a co-op title. I think that's a fairly good one to get, and the presentation, the visuals, I think look really good, and the soundtrack is quite good as well, so take that for what you will. Psychonauts 60% off for $4. That's obviously a really good deal. Elix, 85% off for $9. That's a game that's just... Man, if you want an RPG straight out of, like, the early 2000s, like, it shows its age, and it's not that old. It came out in late 2017, and of course, Elix 2 just dropped as well, and Elix 2, by all accounts, kind of similar in the sense that it's a very old-school RPG that's got some, like, wonky mechanics, so... Take it for what you will. $9 is an okay price. If just go in with your expectations tamed, just because the competition for open world RPGs now is so high that you know, it doesn't compare to the top tier ones. Salt and Sanctuary, 75% off for $4.49. If you want a challenging game, that's a pretty good one. $4.49 is a great price for that as well. Super Hot, 60% off for $9.99. A very trippy game right there. A lot of, like, pro bowling games. Okay, Amnesia Collection for $3 is pretty good. Amnesia: The Dark Descent is one of the most iconic horror games of all time. Machine for Pigs, not quite as good, but, you know, you'll get that, too, in the Amnesia Collection. Journey Collector's Edition. This includes, Journey, you get Flow, and Flower. These are games that came out on the PlayStation 3 as downloadable titles. They kind of play themselves, I guess you would say. A lot of people aren't completely high on them. Journey was a game that was received incredibly well, and, yeah, they're games that maybe are a bit of an acquired taste, but most people seem to enjoy them. Check them out if you do want games that are more of an interactive, like, experience, I guess. It's not really a game. Maybe some people will be very upset I say that, but, yeah, they're interesting. They're very compelling, in my opinion. Flower, especially, I think, is a little bit underrated. That's, like, Journey gets its credit. I feel like Flower doesn't a lot of the time, so go check it out if you want something a little bit more mellow. BPM, Bullets Per Minute, 30% off for $20. Hotline Miami Collection, 75% off for $5. That's an awesome deal for Hotline Miami 1 and 2. Definitely not a game for, you know, your kid or something like that. Very bloody, very gruesome, but a throwback, while also, you know, I feel like anybody can really get into it, even though it has a throwback visual style. I feel like it's a game you can jump into and enjoy. Unmetal, 35% off for $13. This is a game I've been meaning to check out for a long time. From what I can hear, it's like an old school Metal Gear game that has a little bit of a comedic dose to it as well. It looks pretty cool, and it has a very positive reception on Steam. 883 reviews, 94% positive. That might be actually one that I check out here and pick up for myself. Yeah, so that might be something you want to pick up as well. Forager, $7.99, that's 60% off. You have I Am Bread, 80% off for $2.59. Octopath Deadliest Catch, $3.74. Spirit of the North, $6, very artistic game there. Origami Shadow Edition, $5. I actually have the physical copy of this. I got it at, like, PAX back in 2017, I want to say. Pretty good game. If you want a stealth action title, it's not that bad. I mean, keep your expectations in line. It is a lower budget game, but for $5, it's not a bad pickup. What else we got? Eterna Noctis, 30% off for $24.49, so that's holding up in price. Another relatively recent release, if I recall correctly. A lot of DLC for Order of Battle. Maybe that's where a lot of these deals are coming from. Final Fantasy Tactics fans, you'll definitely want to check out Fell Seal Arbiter's Mark. That is 66% off for $10.19 for non-Plus subscribers. If you're a Plus subscriber, you'll save even more and get it for $8.69. Very, very good tactical turn-based strategy title. Again, Final Fantasy Tactics, if you want a game like that, that is exactly what you want to pick up. Guacamelee 2 Complete Edition, 75% off for non-Plus subscribers, 85% off for Plus subscribers, $3.44 for that. I mean, you play as a luchador, it's a Metroidvania, it's hella charming, it's hella comedic. I think it's really good, and it's one of those Metroidvanias that doesn't get the love compared to a lot of the other ones, but for, what is it, $3.44 for Plus subscribers, that's a great pickup. So yeah, they have the base game on sale, that's $5, but if you're a Plus subscriber, you'll get the complete for cheaper. Clip the Snail, $9.99. That's another game that's not too old. Spelunky, $3. Pretty good deal there. Oddworld, new and tasty for $5. You've got Axiom Verge, 70% off for $6. That is an awesome deal. I feel like that's the lowest we've seen that game for. It is a game that's literally done by one person in Thomas Happ. It is a callback to some of the fantastic Metroidvanias of old. There's a lot of attention to detail in the game as well. Just a really, really good title. A couple of years old at this point, and Axiom Verge 2 did drop, but definitely worthwhile to go back and check that out. Rebel Galaxy Outlaw, 60% off for $12, additional 10% off, dropping it down to $8.99 for Plus subscribers. Hong Kong Massacre, 65% off for $7. I wish that game was a lot better than it was, just because I love the initial trailers, but yeah, the full game didn't end up delivering. $7 is an okay price, though. The Talos Principle Deluxe Edition, $9.99. If you're a fan of puzzle games, which, you know, I know, like, not a ton of people, like, go into a game being like, oh, I want to find a great puzzle game. I'm sure they're out there, but, I don't know if that's the audience PlayStation attracts. I might be wrong. Whatever the case may be, Talos Principle is fantastic. It's got a great setting, this sci-fi look. The puzzles are really well done, and I'm not a fan of puzzle games, so this is one that I actually think you guys would enjoy quite a bit. Like, give it a chance, even if you're not big on puzzle games. I think you will like it. Bastion, 75% off for $3.74. I mean, come on. One of my favorite games. Literally, I wouldn't be that hesitant to say of all time. I loved Bastion, and I know Hades is the Supergiant title that everybody goes to, but Bastion was such a tremendous game, and it has aged incredibly well. Like, bear in mind, this game came out in, like, 2010. Its art style is tremendous. The narration is fantastic. I remember when Biomutant came out, I was like, yo, compare the narration to Biomutant and then Bastion. Bastion just did it so much better. And obviously, two completely different games, but from a narrator standpoint, I thought Bastion was fantastic. Really engaging from that standpoint. Just a great, great game. Speaking of Supergiant, 75% off for Transistor as well. $5, probably the weakest or second weakest out of the Supergiant titles, but that's not really saying much given that this game is still very good. So yeah, take that for what you will. Great look to the game. More of a sci-fi setting to that one, so $5 for that's not bad. Magicka 2, $3.74. Highly recommended if you can convince a couple of friends to pick it up as well. Just an absolute blast of a game that you can't take too seriously. Like, yeah, chaos will ensue in that game, but I keep seeing pretty decent deals. I was about to say that, I was about to wrap it up, but Super Meat Boy Forever, that's 45% off for $10.99 as well. So definitely some good stuff here. Again, no big budget games, like really big budget games. You're not seeing your Ratchet & Clanks, your Demon Souls on sale here, but you're still getting some pretty good deals that I would highly recommend you to check out, and quite a variety of deals as well. But that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.